Our Friday night rival season will kick off with Elizabethton traveling to Science Hill. That game, we've done it on TV several times over the years. What does that add to this rivalry?
Anytime you're trying to, put your program out there, you're trying to marquee your players. It just gives them spotlight. It gives them extra juice or publicity to go out there and want to do well. And I think that puts in perspective. Guys go through training camp and question why they do what they do, because that's the fun part, and then they can go back on and watch it later and hear their name called out, and I think it'll help us get a few extra TV timeouts as well. So it's just, not every team, can get that publicity. I think our programs benefit. We played at ETSU 4 times already. I don't know a program in East Tennessee that's done that. Not even Johnson City's done that. So I think the ability to put your program on a big stage, I think it answers a lot of questions in those dog days of January, February when you're going through an all-season program.
What most excites you about your team in 2025?
Every coach has got that slogan, tradition never graduates, but it's about the longevity, and it's about sustaining this success, and it's about year in and year out, trying to beat the teams that that are circled on your calendar every year. It's like, hey, how do you get better? How do you beat those guys? So much of just, obsession of trying to find a way to get better, and I think those guys motivate you. It's a new group, as much as the experience we've got at the skill position wise, it's the molding of the young men that are sophomores that are going to have to play, the linemen, and just figuring out how different ways to win. Those are the things that excite you as a coach, that motivates you each and every day to get back here. And then, those are the moments that are the small victories that allow you to get to here and allow you to get to the games where, all the hard work pays off.
This is a new scheduling cycle. You guys pick up Tennessee High, West Ridge in your non-region schedule.
Super excited to have that. We've not played Bristol in a decade. That's always been a big game for us. We're excited about having new matchups on the schedule. Elizabethton, Sullivan South, Elizabethton, Sullivan North. Used to be some great rivalries, some great traditions. The first time playing West Ridge, that's awesome. It's always good to play different teams. And our playoff run, like last year, we played Fulton for the first time. It's always, these guys have grown up. In football, we've not played Bristol in 10 years, so it's exciting to have a different opponent on the schedule.
Quarterback-wise, you've had some guys with many multiple-year starters, Carter Everett, Bryson Rollins, now Rhett Slegel getting for his 3rd season. What does that do at this level to have a guy make his 3rd year as a varsity starter?
Well, it's not just about having Rhett, being here for 3 years. It's about having all of our statistical leaders back as well. Our leading receivers are back, our depth at the running back positions are back. All those guys make it fun to be able to, put a playbook together. And then just the experience, been there and done that. Obviously played in some difficult games and then played in some hostile environments, but, just the ability to go into battle knowing that you're on the same page, you got a competitor, and, just the communication a year in and year out of things that we're trying to build on and where we want to go. It's just good to have that relationship when you take the field on Friday night.
You touched on putting a playbook together. When you have a veteran group back, do you expand that playbook?
I think you have to. I think it's our job. I used to think that I could have a direct impact on winning and losing. Now it's about putting in the guys in the right position, allowing them to go make the plays. You kind of live and you kind of learn. When I first started, I thought I could just outwork anybody in the business, but the other team's got good coaches, other teams got players too, and so the other team and the other good coaches, they're going to try to take away what you do best. So it's our job to, get these guys lined up in different positions, the ability to give them the ball, let them use their talents and skill level, and then ultimately, it gets boring, it gets to get old, when you line up and run the same plays all the time. So we want to be creative. Rhett's got the ability to put the ball in different places, allow these guys to show off their skills and their talents, and that's really the reason why we come together in the off season, is to kind of slowly develop, the things that we've done in the past, the things that we've worked really that have worked well, things that haven't worked well. But yeah, you want to be a creative playbook to get these guys, get the ball in their hands, allow them to go make plays and win the games for you.